Hello and welcome to Ask Bellco. Today we'll be discussing what it takes to start up and run your own small business. And joining us to talk about it is Aaron Kelly. He's Senior Manager of Business Services at Bellco. Aaron, thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks, Jack. Good
so
to
happy
see
to
you.
have you here. I feel like there are a lot of opportunities, especially in Colorado, for somebody who wants to start a small business.
Yeah.
Whether it's kind of the active outdoor lifestyle that we have here that opens up a lot of things, or kind of the new kind of tech boom that we're seeing around the Boulder area. Lots of places to dive in. So if I want to start my own business, what do I need to get started? What are some of the first things I should be thinking about?
The first thing to get started would be, I always recommend that people go visit the SBA website.
SBA, what's that?
Small Business Administration. So it's a government organization, and their focus is on growing businesses and helping businesses get started.
Oh, great.
And so within that, there's you can find checklists for what do I need to actually open my business, and that it'll range from getting the business registered with the state of Colorado, whether it be a LLC or a S corp, and pretty much all that you can do online. So it's pretty easy to get started.
Well, that's convenient. Are there other online resources that people should know about, or?
Certainly, the SBA can cover a lot, and then the state of Colorado, I know, has a couple resources as well that just helps with a small business owner where they can get knowledge on getting a business started.
Okay, great.
And then within another part of the SBA is an organization called SCORE.
Okay.
And that's more of they have an office in Denver, and this is where a small business owner can go and meet with a mentor. There's a lot of workshops they can attend, really just to get an idea of.
So it sounds like a lot of kind of resources, helpful resources to kind of give you some footing.
Yeah.
I feel like, for example, a mentor. I feel like that would be huge.
Sure.
Starting your own business, to have somebody you can talk to who has done all of this stuff before. Now we're obviously on Ask Bellco, so we're going to talk about some of the financial sides of starting your own business. So I'm ready to start a business. I've registered on the SBA, and I've taken a couple classes, and now I'm ready to look for a financial institution like a bank or a credit union to partner with. What am I looking for?
Probably the first thing is you need a checking account. And so a lot of checking accounts, you shop around, you'll find a lot of checking accounts that have fees for various reasons. You look for ones with no fees. For a small business, you can usually find one that's not going to have any fees, so you save a few bucks there.
That's great.
Yeah, at least it gets with the small business. Once it gets bigger and there's more money, then fees get involved. But to at least get started, you can find no fee checking accounts. And then also the electronic services, whether it's a remote deposit or just the online banking.
Yeah, that kind of internet and mobile and that really adaptable banking would really be necessary for kind of a 21st century business.
Yeah, and it saves you a trip to the branch.
That's true.
Saves you time there
Yeah,
too,
absolutely.
So.
Yeah, a lot of trips to the bank without that. So let's say I've picked my bank. I found all of those services and everything like that, and now I need to ask for a loan for my small business. What kind of things is that? For example, Bellco. What kind of things are Bellco going to ask me for when I come in and I want a loan?
Bellco, we're going to want a financial history, your background. And so we'll start with the last 2 years of tax returns for the business, the last 2 years of financial statements for the business. And then also anybody who's an owner of that business, we would consider them a guarantor. And so that means we'd want the guarantor's tax returns as well. A guarantor is basically, if the business stops paying the loan, then the guarantor.
Then this guy's going to pay the loan.
This guy's going to
Exactly.
pay the loan.
Okay, so you'd want to see those finances too.
Yeah,
That makes sense. But I'm going to back up a little bit because you said 2 years of tax returns for the business. This is my new business. I'm just starting, and I don't have 2 years of tax returns. What happens then? What are my options?
Well, there's a couple options you can go to. A common one is an organization called the Colorado Enterprise Fund, and they're a Colorado-based organization. They've been around since the 70s, and they specialize in making loans to newer small businesses.
So they're focused right on that, on these just starting out kind of places.
Yeah, that's their expertise.
What are some other obstacles that people might run up against?
Getting the business plan put together, having a plan set in stone that they can give to the banker, getting organized on the financial side. I think it's people have a great idea, but they may not be they may not have the expertise on the financial side.
Well, I feel like that's some kind of great tips to kind of get your business running successfully.
Right.
So, in relation to getting a bank or a credit union to help me start my business, we talked a little bit about the loans. What are some other things that I can do to kind of be prepared with my bank? What are some other things I can do?
Have it organized, have the financials organized. That's a big thing.
I shouldn't come in with like a big, like I don't know, like a garbage bag full of all my tax
Drop
returns.
it on and walk out. No, if it's electronic, that's even better. Email is everybody likes email.
Oh, that's
now.
right. Yeah, all digital.
All of our loan files are digital, so it's that's a big help. It's much more convenient
and much lighter because paper really adds up. It's pretty heavy, pretty
Save
fast.
a tree, right?
Yeah, absolutely. We talked about that SBA website.
Yeah.
We talked about Score.
Right.
And remind me what the name of that third one was again, because it seems like it's a real important one for people really starting out.
Colorado Enterprise Fund.
Colorado Enterprise Fund. So check that out. You can Google it. I feel like I learned a lot. Any last tips you want to share with us?
It's with banking in credit unions. I always recommend that people shop around. I think there's a lot of competition in Denver, and so it's one of those situations. I think if you go to one lender, you may find yourself not necessarily on the same page when you're getting started. Just go down the street and keep shopping around.
So you would want to shop around,
right?
And there's nothing wrong with walking away, right?
Right.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
If you can find a better partner down the street. Aaron, thanks so much for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me.
We'll have you back on sometime, huh?
Great.
All
Look
right.
forward
Wonderful.
to it.
And thank you for tuning in. Now remember, if you have a question or a topic that you'd like discussed here on the show, just send them to us on social media using the hashtag AskBellco. Next month, we're going to be covering some tips on buying or selling in a hot real estate market. We'll see you then.